Hi there. Today we're travelling from Sydney to Canberra, the national capital of Australia, on the New South Wales Railways Xplorer service. We'll be travelling in first class and the journey takes about 4 hours. We're starting off today at Sydney's Central Station and we're entering at the Eddy Avenue entrance, which is on the lower ground floor. I don't show it here, but I had a coffee here on the left-hand side. Really excellent little coffee shops. So a lot of this downstairs area has been renovated since I lived in Sydney. This used to be a real dump down here, but it looks like they're really fixing it up, and we'll take a tour here of the station in a minute. It seems like the renovations have been done very thoughtfully. The old facade and even the old main train hall has been kept, and that's full of character and a lot of memories for Sydney-siders, as people from Sydney are called, and a lovely old train hall here. Train hall, what am I saying? Passenger hall. The building here feels so nice and spacious, and there's a range of restaurants, etc. here as well. But this gabling on this roof is just tremendous. You can see the old clock that's been a fixture here for a long, long time. Of course, this is a working train station, so the designers of the new station needed to take into account that hundreds of thousands of people use this on a daily basis to get to and from work. So Central Station, even though it's not directly in the middle of the CBD, is still a major transport node. So from here you can change to buses and also the light rail. If you're visiting Sydney, it pays to get an Opal card, although you don't have to have one to travel on the trains. You can tap on and off with your credit card, but an Opal card helps if you're with a family. Just remember to tap on and tap off. You can use a major credit card to do that as well. Our train's not leaving for about an hour from platform 6. So we're going to go have a look around at all the new work that's been done here at Central Station. It really is impressive, especially if you remember this place back 20 years ago. This place used to be dingy old tunnels with smelling of urine, drug addicts and drunks hanging around all over the place. It's really nice to see what they've done with it here. It's really friendly, open, spacious and convenient, so I really like it. I don't think it's completed yet, but those parts that are very nice. These escalators go directly up to the platform, and it's very handicap friendly all through the station. We've also put a major effort into upgrading all the signboards, so there's no worries about finding your train and linking up and knowing what's going on. All very modern. Again, I say, compared to what it used to be, this is just marvellous. Anyway, we've got a train to catch, which is leaving from one of the older platforms. This is a little strange. You just walk through. There's no electronic gates or anything and onto the platform. And it's not like in the US, for instance, where we can't get onto the platform until just before the train leaves. You just wander on any old time, which is nice. So a train today is called an Explorer. And I think we've just got the 3 carriages here, for some reason called Carriage A, Carriage B and Carriage D. Don't know what happened to Carriage C. Anyway, we're in Carriage A, which is first class. It's closed for cleaning at the moment, but they should be ready shortly. These are diesel locomotives. For some reason the track between Australia's largest city and its capital is not electrified. Maybe one day they'll get that sorted out. I'm not sure whether I like this colour scheme as well. A little aqua coloured. Anyway. This service has limited stops, about 8 or 9 stops I believe, starting in the Southern Highlands and working its way south down to the capital. I believe this is an XBT next to us, and this is going off to somewhere west, I believe. So we're in first class today. From what I can see, there's not much difference between first class and second class. The seats are slightly more legroom and slightly more recline and easy access to the cafe, but not much else is different. The biggest difference seems to be that first class has no second class, and sorry if that sounds elitist, but that seems to be the only difference. There's no free meal or free drink or anything like that, as you would get on, say, Amtrak. But whatever it is, it's slightly better and just slightly more expensive.
Good afternoon everyone, and welcome aboard your New South Wales TrainLink service to Canberra. Shortly, member staff will be passing through the train taking reservations for our main meal service for lunch today. If you'd like to purchase a main meal, we do ask that you please listen carefully to the following announcement, and please have your selection ready. All our meals take approximately 30 minutes to prepare and 1 hour to cook, and a further announcement will be made once these meals are ready for collection. If you're wishing to reserve a meal, please indicate to our staff as they pass your carriage, notify them of your selection, and you'll be issued a corresponding meal ticket. We do ask that you hold on to these tickets, as it will be the only way to verify whether or not you have placed an order. On our menu today we have a bangers and mash with peas and carrots. This is our gluten-free option for today. We also have a vegetarian lasagna with vegetables on the side. We've got a chicken biryani with rice, and we have a beef spaghetti bolognese. Once again, if you're wishing to order, we do ask that you please have your selection ready for our staff as they pass your carriage. Once again, on the menu today we have a bangers and mash with peas and carrots. This is our gluten-free option today. We also have a vegetarian lasagna with vegetables on the side. We've got a chicken biryani with rice, and we have a beef spaghetti bolognese. During this time, while meal orders are being taken, the buffet is closed. A further announcement will be made once the meals have been put into the oven. Thank you.
A very uneventful and smooth departure from Sydney. Let's check out our seats. As I said, there's lots of legroom here, and we have a fold-down footstool and a power outlet, Australian socket of course, so make sure you have your Australian adapter. The only other place that uses these is China, as far as I know. A nice big fold-down table, which is easy enough to work on. Very prison cell looking, but very Spartan, but does the job. And has a drink holder, etc., and over above an individual reading light and a call button for the attendant. doesn't take us long, and we're out in the countryside, out to Campbelltown. Now, the observant ones amongst you will notice that this was not on the itinerary. I don't know what's happening here, but we do stop at Campbelltown, and the first stop is not Mittagong, as it says on the schedule. This is not a high-speed train. 70 miles an hour is about 110 kilometres an hour. It gets so long, but it's certainly not high speed. There's been a lot of talk over the years to build a high-speed rail link between Sydney and Canberra, but it never comes to anything. Sort of like Las Vegas to LA in the US. Always talked about, never built. This video was taken in February 2024, and that's the height of summer in Australia, and this must be one of the wettest summers they've had. Oops, busted. Seems like you have to buy a first class ticket to sit in first class. Oh well. Our first scheduled stop is Mittagong, which bills itself as the gateway to the Southern Highlands. We're at about 2,000 feet here, and the climate here is generally much cooler than on the coast. A quick review of the restrooms, all very functional, industrial, but does the job, so to speak.
Also be mindful of the gap between the train and the platform, barrels and exhaust.
Next up is the quaint old town of Barrow, which is also the largest town in the Southern Highlands. We will have lunch later, but let's grab something from the cafe, which is in the first class car, so very convenient. Seems like these sugary chocolates are a thing here. Not good quality chocolate, but never mind. We settle for a packet of crisps or chips, however you prefer, and a Bundaberg ginger beer, which is far too sweet, but delicious. Another quaint country town here in the Highlands, Bundanoon. One of the first towns in the world to go bottled water free. This really has been a wet summer in Australia. There's groundwater lying all over the place. These paddocks or fields are usually at this time of year in February brown and parched, but now we've got water lying everywhere, so it looks lush and green. But it shouldn't be this way at this time of the year. I'm sure the farmers are not complaining though, all this extra feed. Okay, for lunch we've gone for a cup of coffee and a nice Indian curry. It's a spicy chicken biryani and it has a little bit of spice to it. I like spicy food. There's plenty of choice though if you don't. There is a regular Western fare and a vegetarian option as well. So plenty of choice. The price is not included in the ticket though. Next up is the town of Goulburn, which is a town with no redeeming features. Sorry, but having to drive through here over the years, there's just nothing I like about this town. There's a big jail here. This is where the highway forks from the Hume Highway down to the Kings Highway down to Canberra. Lovely old station, but the town, to me, has absolutely no character. My apologies if you're from Goulburn. After Goulburn, the track starts to go due south across the other side of Lake George. The road goes to the west of Lake George, and the train track goes to the east of Lake George. The last stop before Canberra is Bungendore. So Bungendore is just on the New South Wales side of the border, and it's been an up-and-coming sort of tourist town for public servants from Canberra to visit. There's a bit of a wine industry here, and just in the distance the Capital Wind Farm, which supplies a lot of power. The Canberra railway station is in Kingston, which is southeast of the main centre of Canberra. It's always been a little inconvenient, but with Uber, it's nice and easy to get from here. So a very pleasant trip on the Almost Heritage, I think I heard it called, the Almost Heritage New South Wales TrainLink Xplorer. It's a good option if you have a little bit of time. Anyway, please subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of content as we post it. Thanks a lot.